Hey, hi, this is Dr. Taylor. How are you doing? Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share and like, comment below if you have anything to say. So, this subject today, and it's about the recent video that went live, that actually went viral, of a black man being held down while handcuffed, with an officer having his knee in his neck. Um, I mean, it's every time you watch that video, you think of it. What if that was my kid? What if that was my dog? I mean, anything. Um, you wouldn't even treat your dog that way, by just putting your knee into his neck and preventing the dog from breathing. I mean, there's respected authority stand around and watch as well, like it's okay. It's really disturbing, to say the least. And I've seen that a lot of people are really angry and mad. People feeling emboldened with the whole recent video. If you haven't seen it, there's a video out where there's a white woman who called the police on a black man who was simply bird watching because he asked her to put a leash on her dog because that's the law. But she literally called the police and lied and gave a whole bunch of fake information. Watch it again because it's so disturbing. Him begging for his life just to breathe. I mean, was it so hard to just get up and allow the man to breathe? And then they're telling him to get up and get in the car. How could he get up and get in the car when you got your knee in his neck as hard as possible? And even to the point where he went limp and you just still kept it there. Like, no regard for human life, human decency. It's very disturbing. And you have to ask yourself about the psychology of human behavior. Why do people do the things that they do? Are you feeling empowered by that behavior? Are you feeling emboldened? I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, you're watching the video. I think that even as an officer, I don't think he would be happy if he's seen somebody sticking their knee in his child's neck or his son's, no matter how much him holler and scream for his mother. To have to watch him holler and scream for his mother while he took his last breath was just really sad. I mean, it's almost as if, and it just didn't care whether he lived or died. And he was just going to keep his knee there and enjoy what he was doing. Instead of just, all of this could have been avoided. All you have to do is, he was handcuffed, just put him in the back of the car, get him up, put him in the back of the car. That's it. Instead of just holding him there, handcuffed, helpless, there's nothing more he can do. He couldn't. It's hard to even get up with your hands behind your back without any help. So he would have needed the help of the officers to get him up in the first place. But it didn't appear from what I've seen in the video. I mean, there's no excuse before or after. It's what you see. And what you see is somebody who is totally... And he couldn't do that. He couldn't get him up, get up. He just wanted to stay there and be on his neck. Do you know how? Let's look at our necks. Our necks are very soft and very sensitive, And matter of fact, when you want to check somebody's pulse, is right here. So if you're leaning into that, it's almost like being in a chokehold, but with your knee, because you're cutting off a person's oxygen supply. So we can't run, we can't jog, we can't pull out a cell phone, we can't have Skittles in our hand, we can't breathe. I mean, really. I really don't know what to say besides just being fired. And this man lost his life being handcuffed on the ground, unable to breathe. I mean, that's really just saying it just sounds unbelievable. I think that there's just really this issue has been addressed year after year after year, and it's like, how long do people have to march for what's right? How long do people have to protest? We're in 2020, for God's sakes. Can we get it right? I mean, and wrong is wrong. Everybody's human, regardless of what color you are. I don't care if, to say the least, because you're constantly trying to understand why people do the things that they do. Are they seeking attention? Is a sense of self-gratification? Are you feeling emboldened or empowered because you're wearing a badge, perhaps, and you have the right to just do whatever to whoever? No, that's not what the law was designed for. To have a badge is a badge of honor, which means that you're going to uphold the law and that you're going to treat every citizen and the convictor. This man was sentenced to death before he even had a chance, based on a presumption of what someone they're looking for that have done something or whatever. Didn't have a chance. Can't speak for everybody, but there are some individuals out there who really evaluate a little closer when it comes to seeking out employment for certain specific job positions. Do you want this job because you're really trying to uphold the law and you want to be a good role model to individuals? Or are you seeking this job because you want to be able to go out and kill people and do things that are inappropriate because you feel like you're wearing something that gives you the power to do so? I know that there's a lot of psychological testing that's done for people. Perhaps we should really dig deep into the background, the history of understanding. Maybe we need to go back to their ancestors, because hatred travels. Hatred travels among generations after generations and generations. Okay? So, birds of a feather flock together, we know that. There may be some change and massacring people. Massacring people simply because of the color of their skin. It doesn't make sense. It's demonic, it's evil, and it's not right. Nobody deserves to be enslaved in any way, abused in any way, mistreated in any way. Because at the end of the day, we're all draw the same blood. It should be the land of the free, equal opportunity. Based on the fact that we're feeling empowered by just being able to think, we could just take a life and we'll just all cash him out. No. That man deserved to live, along with the many other individuals and black men who have been, and women, and other races that have been discriminated against. Just point fingers and say he did it. And now this person's life's been taken away and they're spending countless years in prison to gain their freedom, and only to be exonerated after almost spending 30 to 40 years. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. I mean, there's a lot of underlying individuals who may have infiltrated law enforcement with their own personal weapons of mass destruction against other races. It's not all. But it doesn't help the community when they see one cop just murder somebody right in front of everybody live while others just watch. It doesn't help the community at all. Because they don't know who's the good cop and they don't know who's the bad cop, and then they establish fear for all. And there are some good cops out there who are really trying to do their job. But the bad apples are not making it look good for everybody else because of their behavior and the individuals that they bring into law enforcement to ensure that they're there for the purpose to serve the community and not take away from the community. Give your ideas, your input, your thoughts, and what do you think should happen to these cops, who just watched the man die, and which was extremely disturbing because it could have been anybody's child. And my heart goes out to the family who had to endure that. Share your thoughts. Shoot a like and share.